going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wrestling Junkies podcast. I'm Mr. Cincinnati. As always, I'm joined by the podcast dad, Choops. How we doing, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm better than I think that you are. You sound a little on the fatigued side today. Hoping that we can wake you up a little bit and talk some wrestling.
Yeah, we will. We will. I'll wake up here a little bit. Yeah, it's only Tuesday.
You said nothing but a word. I get it. But
we're gonna talk some NXT today, so I'm excited.
Yeah, no, exactly. We let's have some fun, man. Let's start to take things up a notch. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. As always, do us a huge favor. Follow us on X and TikTok at Junkies Pod for great Wrestling Junkies content. Podcast Dad, you might have seen the post that went out a little bit earlier today. But before we get into our request of our audience, I feel like we need to provide them with something for a change. You might have seen that there's an announcement that some new merch is going to be coming in the very near future, courtesy of our friends at Gorilla Press Apparel. If you have not seen it, we are relaunching our show Wrestle Sips, and we've got a brand new logo. Shout out once again to Melinda Adler for designing this for us. You can find her socials on our X page as well. Did a phenomenal job with this. So next week, new episodes of Wrestle Sips will be out. We'll also be posting to our TikTok channel the first 4 that we've kind of put out earlier in the year. But there are some new drinks in the works. Can't wait to share that with you guys. And new shirts in the works as well, courtesy of our friends at Gorilla Press Apparel. And remember, promo code WJP2024 gets you 25% off at checkout. Podcast Dad, I don't know about you, but I'm due for some new wrestling shit. It's been a while since and we just went to the Rumble, and that still feels like it's been a while since I've gotten a new wrestling t-shirt.
I know, and I didn't get anything at the Rumble, so I need something new. I need something brand new, and I can't think of anything better than a really, really fun Wrestle Sips t-shirt, and maybe, just maybe, I'll get that hat.
That's a Will question. He hears you. Okay, he hears you.
I love you, Will. Just give me one cap. That's all. You don't even have to sell it. Just one. I don't need it mass produced. I can have the exclusive.
There you go. Easy request. Yeah. I mean, I like
it.
But
guys, if you are in the wrestling business, hit these guys up because quick, easy, willing to accommodate. I mean, damn near anything. Like, they're efficient. They got it done. And I mean, Eric, you did most of the legwork on it, but it probably wasn't that extensive, was it?
Yeah, it's. I mean, I can't say enough good things about the guys at Gorilla Press, and it sounds like they have some new things that might be dropping in the next week or so, unrelated to us. So, again, now's the right time to get in and buy some new shit. And we got a promo code 25% off site wide. Like, who doesn't love a deal?
Just go support, just like your local independent wrestling show. Go support your local small business wrestling t-shirt company. Come on, guys. Just go.
Speaking of local independent shows, there's a few that we should probably talk about. The first one's coming up this weekend, Masquerade matchup. Our friends at Action Wrestling, the likes of Tim Bosby, Bobby Flacco, Adam Priest, Sean Legacy, Kaya McKenna's in the house, Darian Bankston. I mean, it's a who's who of talent in independent wrestling right now. This weekend, make sure to get your tickets now. And show will be eventually on IWTV. I don't think it's a live one this time around. But if you really are feeling nostalgic and want to check out some Action Wrestling, go get your IWTV subscription today. $10 a month to get awesome shows like this. And coming up next weekend, Jameson Shook presents Hot to Go. Likes of Jazzy Yang, Mackenzie Morgan, Aaron Wade, who's I know.
Yeah, yell at us if we don't.
Jameson Shook's gonna roll around in some square-shaped toys that really hurts to step on. If you're a parent, you would know a thing or two about that. You don't want to miss this. Jameson Shook, he puts on a hell of an event.
Also, Tim Bosby is on that card. Just again,
I know that's fine.
We will get yelled at if we don't say anything.
Look, it's nothing personal. It's nothing personal. Okay, it's just
it kind of is for you. You get a little sassy.
He's fucking changed, and it bothers me a little bit. It just he's changed. That's what I'm gonna say.
Old will do to a person.
So one more plug before we get into talking NXT here, and that's from our friends at Coastal Empire Wrestling. Now, Podcast Dad, Springtime Slaughter is around the corner next weekend, and we're going to be doing our Coastal Countdown preview. But there's a match on this card that is really starting to get some heads turning, and I believe that I sent you the rules of this, but it's the Simon's Slaughterhouse match. We've got the Good Hand The Wall, Tyler Stevens, Shug D. We've got the Superstars. We got Exotic Youth. We've got the Allen Brothers. Simon's Slaughterhouse. Now, I did not get a graphic put together of this, but Podcast Dad, you know that I sent you the rules already here, so I'm going to do my best to pull these up and explain here what we've got in this match. The rules for this Slaughterhouse match are as follows. It is a 4-way tornado tag, no holds barred with a 30-minute time limit. Weapons are not only allowed but encouraged. Any outside interference, will result in immediate termination. When the slaughter begins, Exotic Youth starts as the prey, which means they are the target. That sounds fucked. The objective for any other participant is to score a fall over one of the members of the prey team. The first team to do so becomes the new prey, and they must attempt to survive the slaughter. But if they give up a fall, the team that scores the fall over them becomes the prey, and so on. Unlimited number of falls that can be scored. Target can change any number of times. Falls are only by pinfall or submission. Whoever survives as the prey after 30 minutes will be the tag team turmoil champions.
Sounds like a fun 30 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds like it's going to be insane. Guys, if you're not checking this out, I don't know what else they have to do. I mean, if you're there, go see the show, because this is kind of the first I've ever heard of anything like this, and this is going to be so unique.
This isn't even the half of
No, that's not like. There's so much more on this card that you're about to. I don't know if you're going to run down, but there's so much more on this card that like this is. Yes, this is going to be a 30-minute spectacle, but you also have
Randall Reno III taking on Michael Walker, the forever Coast Empire Wrestling champion. Remember that?
I do. Not anymore.
Nope. Pat Roach taking on Hawk Thomas. Tyler Shoup taking on Parker Lee. Hakeem Young defending the Coastal Chaos Championship against Kevin Cantrell. I got to give it. It's hard to root against him. It's I don't know. Fuck him.
Don't.
Jay Alpha Miller, who again debut match at Cupid's Chokehold last month, kicked ass, took names, taking on AEW's own Carly Bravo, and then we've also got Hunter James taking on CT Keys and defending the Coastal Empire Wrestling Heavyweight Championship for the first time. You guys don't want to miss the show. Make sure to follow us for our official After the Empire, which will be dropping this week to break down Cupid's Chokehold, and then Coastal Countdown, making our official predictions for Springtime Slaughter coming up next weekend. We'll be having that aired for you next week as well. Podcast Dad, we've done a lot of talking. Also, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Sorry, I think we forgot that one, the most important one. But
it is a podcast, so I would hope we would do some talking. But yes, Eric has done a lot of plugs.
Yep.
Insert your joke wherever.
Just leave it at that.
If you like what we're doing here, please subscribe to our YouTube. It takes just one person. Everybody watching right now, if you go out and go tell your neighbor. Just go knock on the door.
Yeah.
I told somebody today. How about that? I told somebody last night too. How about that? I'm doing my part. Are you doing yours?
I know I'm doing my part.
I didn't say like you. It was an open-ended question to the audience.
Okay. Well, next time said audience, are you doing?
Don't get shitty with me.
What? You know what? You're the one that's
don't get sassy.
Okay. With me. I'm not okay. It's either shitty or sassy. Which is it? No, never mind.
A little sassy. It again depends on where those plugs go.
Okay.
You want to talk about Roadblock real quick?
Yeah. We're losing the audience here, I'm sure.
No, we're not. They love us.
NXT Roadblock is in the books. I know we talked a little bit last night. Stephanie Vaquer is now the woman on NXT holding both titles right now. Let's hear it. Hit me.
I got the card in front of me if you want to just break it down.
Love it. Let's do it.
Since we did not get to talk.
That's true.
The Hardys defeated Nathan Frazier and Axiom.
Yeah.
First time we've seen those two lose in a while.
And it was due to miscommunication again.
And they actually will be defending the NXT champions on TNA against Ryan and Nick Nemeth.
Yep.
Interesting.
This is and we're still trying to navigate this new era of storytelling in WWE right now, but we've seen, all the previous incidents with Fraxon before and Friction and the aspirations for single success with Iron Survivor time around the corner there.
Just on SmackDown with Axiom going against Gunther. saw that.
Yeah. And that was a match that was very, very well received internally. So, I mean, we know what we have with these guys here. We know they're both phenomenally talented. I think a question we should start. I mean, it sounds like we should start asking this question now because, again, we're already seeing Axiom on the main roster. What do you think that their ceiling is outside of NXT?
Axiom, I think, could be solid in the mid card. I think Nathan Frazier has all the tools to be a main eventer. I really do. They clean up that promo ability a little bit. I mean, dude's pretty much Seth Rollins. I mean,
yeah.
That's in my opinion. Like, I think Axiom would do very well kind of in a mid-card role, almost like kind of what Penta's doing right now.
Sure.
Just exciting, high flyer, a lot of fun. Nathan Frazier, though, I think they see something in him. If he can just get that promo ability, tuned in like that much more, I think that guy's going to be in the main event.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with anything that you said there, and especially because, and I'll also say it, I think that they're the best tag team in WWE right now. If we're just looking at the company as a whole, they're at the top of the list. It's not even close because, but the consistency of the work rate, and again, I mean, some of this does have to go back to booking as well. But they have been the most consistently booked tag team for the better part of the last year and a half, even with the missteps and miscommunication, because they have been telling a larger story with it of, we fight, brothers fight, but when comes time to win the big one, we're able to do that. This is the first loss in a tag title, context that we're, still waiting to kind of see the fallout of it. But I think right now, I love that assessment. And now it's time to kind of figure out what is next for the tag champs here. Begs the question, though, do you think we are ever going to see a title change of some kind during this NXT partnership? Because they seem to everybody seems to be coloring within the lines right now. So.
For now, I think we will. I think eventually we will. Because they keep defending the titles. I mean, eventually something's going to have to give, right? You're going to have to. I mean, shit, how many titles have we seen switch hands over the last 2 weeks? Like, in WWE, like it's been 4, I think, already. So I think it's bound to happen. I think you're waiting for the right story to be told. I think you're waiting, you just don't want to force it, right? So sure. I think you're waiting for that story that really, really clicks with everybody. Like the Hardys losing the tag titles and the Fraxium, that was never going to happen, right? It was good to see the Hardys again in NXT.
They look great. They look great.
Yeah, they look like they still have some juice left. I would not be surprised to see them back on like WWE programming soon.
25 years of TLC, Papa H loves history. So also shout out to Fernando who just popped by. Thanks as always for showing up. And then shout out to our friend Stu World Order. Watching from across the pond. I know it's almost midnight over there, so greatly appreciate you hanging out with us. What podcast Dad, what match do we have next after this tag team title defense?
Jordan Grace defeated Roxanne Perez in a singles match.
Not
good match
whatsoever.
Is this Roxanne's swan song?
For the most part, the Bayley match I think is still happening. I think that's a stand and deliver match.
Really?
Yeah, I would not try to force that onto a Mania card. As much as I wanted to see it there, would have rather have seen a build of some kind. Now we're just kind of in that 4, 5, 6 weeks away, and there's a lot. It's a very busy main card scene for WrestleMania. This is a match that I don't think anybody's going to bat an eye about Bayley returning to NXT because I mean for the most part, all of the horsewomen have in some context. This is a big moment for Roxanne Perez, and probably easier to have Bayley take an L at Stand and Deliver than an L at Mania, especially if there's not a whole lot of room to add that match to the card as we sit here right now.
Yeah, that's fair. It is a good match. Jordan Grace obviously is one of the big time futures I think they see in NXT and WWE beyond. I think she's just getting some seasoning, maybe getting used to the WWE style of television down in NXT. Like I don't think she's long for NXT. She clearly doesn't need that much longer. maybe a little bit working on promo skills, which
Sure.
it is what it is. What it is.
Yeah.
I'd love to see her come up with maybe some kind of manager. Like, can you imagine her as being like with Paul Heyman?
Oh my God.
Like,
I might steal that and put that in the universe for 2K24, which is awesome, by the way.
I don't have a PS5. So.
We haven't really talked about it yet, but yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, well, if you would like to go out and buy me a PS5, I'll put my Venmo in the chat. Just kidding.
We're not that popular there, buddy.
Just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. I will. But good match. Yeah, really. I mean, not that much more. I think I can say about it. It was kind of a thrown together feud with the Core Jade thing, so just kind of a match on the card.
Well, Punk might be a good mentor for Becky Lynch. Yeah, that was
for Roxanne.
Yeah.
Obafemi defeated Moose for the NXT Championship.
No bread, no water.
Yeah, good match. Good match. Again,
was it Obafemi's best match? No.
Again, Obafemi not main eventing in NXT special. Are we a little worried?
I'm not hurt by that. I'm not worried about it at all. Because when we talked about this last week, I don't remember if it was on the show, but in the group chat, I mean, there is a reason. There's a reason Stephanie McCare is in NXT. She was told, "What do you want to do?" Like she very much was a priority, and given the fact that this was a title match, I
agree.
That's a main event send off there. I am not worried about Obafemi in the slightest, and the fact that he is in the middle of the card here. Jim Ross always says, "Yeah, you end the show with your world championship," but there's two of them. Realistically, there's a men's and a women's. So gender be damned. The show closes with the world title match.
Yeah. I'm just Obafemi needs a feud.
Yeah,
he's kind of going through that Cody Rhodes thing where he just didn't have somebody solid to sink his teeth into. Like I think Trick's going to be there now that Trick's heel. I think that's the direction they're probably going to go. But
is he though?
Yeah.
Or is it that we just don't like Eddie Thorpe?
No, I think Trick's getting ready to go full-fledged heel.
Okay, well, he's not there yet. Is all that I'm saying.
Not yet. But like Oba needs somebody to.
Yeah,
he needs a feud. Like he needs a feud, and I think that's where I'm at right now.
And that's the question is who, because it's not just a feud, but the same thing that we always talk about with certain champions is the believability of somebody actually pinning him. Like Tony D'Angelo got lucky once with the help of the family in a roll up. I don't necessarily want to see something like that again for Obafemi in the NXT championship.
Maybe he's not there yet. I don't know. Maybe he's not there yet. Maybe it's a Ricky Saints. I don't know.
Josh Alexander had signed.
Well, it looks like he's going to AEW. So,
JB, welcome back again. We are talking a little bit of roadblock here for you. Miro, I would be fine if he returned and stopped at NXT first. Totally good with it. It's a crowded scene across the main roster right now, especially kind of in the thick of the WrestleMania build here.
I don't think he comes back till after Mania.
Yeah,
especially if they're going to do Phoenix and Alistair.
Yeah,
it's starting to get crowded. Miro would be a good fit in NXT. Rusev.
Yeah,
we can have Rusev Day again.
Yeah, and hopefully Lana with him too.
Well, they have recommitted, so
right.
Good for them.
Look at you following all the same stuff that I do.
Of course I do. We follow damn near the same thing on social media. Well,
I know. We're
okay.
Right.
Javon Evans defeated Ethan. What? I don't follow the Bengals shit. Javon Evans defeated Ethan Page.
Let's. We can celebrate later the fact that 3 of the 4 the Borough wanted re-signed or signed. Okay, let's just don't take it out. No,
me and you are going to play defense, so it'll be fine. Javon Evans defeated Ethan Page in a street fight. Javon Evans needed the win. He got the win. Ethan Page doesn't get hurt by this, but they needed Javon Evans to get this win because he has not had a big time win in a while.
Yeah,
and he needed this one. So the match was what it was. It wasn't like the greatest street fight I've ever seen. There were some fun spots, but I'm very happy that Javon Evans got this win.
I like him. I like the idea of him potentially being, and not that I'm saying that this is anything that's happening yet, but I'd like the idea of him being the guy that takes the title off of Shawn Spears.
Maybe.
We've already seen him, main event NXT Championship match already. I mean, we know the guy can work. I mean, all we gotta do is ask Matt Griffin about that. And with everything that he's done this year, let's reward him with a title run of some kind.
Yeah, you think they're gonna take it off Shawn Spears that quickly though?
Not necessarily. I'm not saying that you can't build to it though. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, because they could have a mega babyface in Shawn Spears tell that story about. I don't know if you saw his Fightful interview, but him.
No. It just dropped this week.
It might have been a couple weeks ago, but
okay.
Him saying, I've been in this business for a long time, and this is his first singles championship in a major company. Like that's amazing. And he's like the one that got to him was pictures of Brody and seeing like how proud Brody was to bring home the TNT championship and see how great his kids took that in. He's like, that was great for my son, and just to see that and see you work hard and you get where you want to be, like you get rewarded for that. So that's a cool moment to see that, and they could tell that story, but they don't have to. But I think somebody who has worked very hard, he was Stan. I don't think you take the title off him that quickly.
Every once in a while, I still go back just to watch that Rumble pop because there was just nothing like it. And there should have been so much more that came from that debut and that time on the main roster. But
dude, that gimmick had life, and it was perfect when they did it. It was perfect when they did it, but he needed to evolve.
I said what I said.
That's when you're allowed to. Stephanie defeated Julia to win and combine both championships. Good match. Maybe not what everybody was expecting, but I think still a good match.
Yeah.
Might have been hampered by an injury, so we don't know. But Stephanie's a star. Let's just
there's no doubt about that.
Let's just call it what it is. Like Stephanie Vacour is a star.
Yeah.
There's
I'm
nothing else you can say.
Yeah.
It should be a fun run. Like she has everything you need to be very successful in WWE, and she's killing it right now in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think she holds on to both, or do you think we get kind of like a Keith Lee situation? If you remember when he gave up.
I do. Honestly, either one works in this situation.
Okay.
Again, and that's not to take anything away from Keith Lee and kind of how they built to that or the reception to that title run, anything like that. You just said it. Stephanie is a star. There's just something about her that, regardless of where crowds are, they just respond very, very well to her. We are kind of seeing this evolution in the women's division right now, and what I don't want to see is that because Julia is out reportedly with some injury for some period, that this somehow impacts what could be in the works for Roxanne, because there's nothing more that she needs to do. She doesn't even need to be a placeholder rivalry for Stephanie until we kind of figure out what's next here. Doesn't even need that. But if there's anybody that they could build into a credible threat running the entire women's division, it's Stephanie fucking Vacour. And I as much as I would like to see that North American title continue to be around the likes of Fallon Henley, Kalani Jordan, Solruka Zarya eventually down the line, I think you need to see what you have here of just letting Stephanie be essentially a final boss of NXT's women's division.
Yeah, could make for a fun stand and deliver storyline for sure. I don't know what they do. This is a new era that I don't think anybody's been able to nail down what they're thinking. So it could go either way. I'd be happy with it either way.
And Stu, this is a good question. I would want to hear kind of who it is that you're referencing as far as losing steam before it. But I'd love to talk about that.
If it's Stephanie, then no.
Yeah. Rumor the Evolution is coming back. I hope so. I enjoyed the first one. And I think that it would get a lot of love this time around because they
got enough titles this time.
Yeah, and yes, exactly. Like it essentially could be a night of champions. As far as dream matches right now, I think I'd need some time to take stock and see what I might want to see. But I would want to see Jordan Grace get highlighted, have a moment. Same
Bianca
with
Belair.
Stephanie and Julia. Bianca.
Jordan Grace, Bianca Belair. That's what I want.
I like that.
That's
I like
what
that
I
a lot.
Give me that.
He says
a good one.
Stephanie and Io. That would be a lot of fun there. Yeah. No,
give me Julia and Rhea.
This.
Yeah.
Rhea and Jordan.
Shit, give me Rhea and Zarya.
Ooh,
right?
Yeah. Yep.
Right?
Yep. A lot of fun there.
And you got the tag teams, like throw Sol Ruka and Zarya and the Metaphor girls and have at it. Raquel and Liv and yes, there's so much. And put Piper Niven and Alba in there. The Secret Service. Come on. What are we doing?
The Secret Hervis. Thank you.
Whatever.
There's
shout out to Mia Yim for that Brandon Graham jersey in that street fight, by the way, 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And shout out to Brandon Graham. Congratulations on your retirement.
15 years, yeah.
Super Bowl champion twice.
I'm aware. Thank you. Stefan Vicaire is who Stu is referencing as far as jumping before she loses steam. I don't necessarily think I don't foresee her losing steam anytime soon.
I mean, they could.
Granted, we have not seen the first night of what the dual title looks like here, but a lot of, at least what we're hearing, is the reason she chose NXT is because she wanted to improve the promo skills and work. I mean, they gave her the option if she wanted to go to the main roster. I think at this point, because they have gone to the lengths to put both titles on her, even if it's in light of a potential injury, if you have an opportunity again to make her look like one of the most dominant names on the roster, I think she needs to have that aura ready to go before she makes her way up to the main roster because again, a fair criticism of the women's division continues to be that they're not really doing the greatest job of building other credible singles feuds that aren't surrounded by championships, with the exception of the current Bianca, Jade, Naomi attack angle that still needs to be wrapped up. Is there really anything else that outside of the championship matches that we're kind of clamoring or waiting to kind of see set up right now? And I think that that's the concern because, I mean, look at Alexa Bliss, who just came back at the Rumble. Yes, she competed in Elimination Chamber, but we're still not seeing her even really properly warmed up. And I think
look at the women's title on SmackDown.
Yeah.
You can't even, it's Tiffany and Charlotte, and I can't even get excited about it yet because it's not there.
Yeah.
So, no, keep her in NXT for now. You don't need her on the main roster right this second, barring an injury. Like we always know, stuff can happen, but keep her on the main roster. Or keep her on NXT, sorry. Tonight on NXT, Chelsea Green defends her Women's United States Championship against Sol Ruka.
Yep.
I'm excited for that.
It'll be a lot of fun to watch, yeah. Chelsea Green's just a national treasure.
Ricky Saints is still getting used to saying that.
Yeah.
Well,
I miss that theme,
his Twitter bio Starkman Jones, so it's kind of tough. Takes on Ridge the Fridge in one-on-one action. Your boy.
Yeah.
Something about a burrito with Ridge. The D'Angelo family looks to get back on track when they take on, is it the Culling? Is that what they're called? Okay.
That is what they're called, yes. It's about time we finally got some explanation as to what this was.
It's a mixed tag. So, all right. And then NXT Underground, Trick Williams and Eddie Thorpe.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trick.
Yeah, because Thorpe got the win at Vengeance Day, right? Okay, so yeah, I would say Trick, and yeah, it seems like we'll probably split the series, and this is a stand deliver match for Trick, I think.
Do we see the? Well, they attacked Javon Evans after his match. Do we see the Retribution people?
I hope so, because one of those four fuckers needs to start talking. It's the attacks are great, but we're at the point where it's like, okay, we kind of need to.
I need something. I need something.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Is it's I love the potential of this group because of the people that are in it. It's just we can't repeat the mistakes of Retribution and taking too long to kind of express this. Tell us what the fuck's the point of all this? That's all I want to know.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing, why they're doing it. Is there a leader? And maybe I'm sitting here clamoring for it because I want it, but it's just kind of get on with it. Like at this point, you're getting close to me just not caring about it anymore. So
I get it.
I need something. I need something here, please.
Here.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Eric was putting that up while I was finishing my point. Subscribe to that. Subscribe to the TikTok. What else we got?
Follow our Network. Main Event Wrestling Network. Yeah. You want me? I thought you were just taking the turn, but no. Shout out to the crew. If you want great podcasts, live blogs, watch alongs, fan art, memes, you name it, we have it. Great group of guys that we work with. Remember to check out NXT Night Shift tonight, the official NXT after show hosted by Mr. OTM and Jay Gold of the On the Mark podcast and IW Guide, respectively. New Great Brown Hopes 5 at 5 should be dropping this week as well. Give Paperclip Mike, our newest member of the crew, a follow as well. We will be back tomorrow night, and it is our hope that we will be joined by none other than Teriyaki to talk about Shadow Wrestling's upcoming show this weekend. Again, get your IWTV subscription, get signed up on YouTube, just start checking out your indies here. Check out,
just do it.
Cool shit. It's just fucking awesome right now. It's just a great time to be a wrestling fan, and we're enjoying ourselves,
Might be the best time to be a wrestling fan, actually. The amount of access that you have to all these promotions that are putting on fantastic shows, like whatever the hell Simon Sermon's going to do at fucking whatever. We don't even know what the match is going to be.
We knew he was fucked in the head, but this is
crazy. This is crazy.
Yeah.
And there's promotions putting on crazy matches everywhere. Just go support your local independent. This weekend, it's going to be nice.
Yep.
Go to a wrestling show. Find one.
Here. Mm-hmm. That's going to do it for us tonight. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk a little bit of NXT, preview Dynamite. Teriyaki should be joining us as well, so stay tuned for that announcement on our socials and confirmation. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Enjoy wrestling. Have fun. That's the podcast that I am Mr. Cincinnati. This has been the Wrestling Junkies podcast. See you tomorrow.